What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a follow-up video on last Sunday's video. As some of you guys know, I was kind of caught off guard during some very bad weather. I left home in a hurry, heading south to get out of the bad weather, and I didn't know the south had some tornado warnings, and I woke up at midnight in the van, me and Maddie, and alerted that there was the tornado siren started going off, and I was completely unprepared and off guard. I shared that with you guys. I will link that video above in case you don't know what I'm talking about, but I got some tremendous responses, and several people asked me if I could do a follow-up video. So today's video, I'm going to share several of the responses. I've picked out the best ones. Stick around to the end. A couple of them are pretty funny. I'm going to start out with the no-nos. What I should have done and I didn't even think about. Very common sense. But before I get started, I know a lot of you guys commented on cute little Maddie and are probably wondering if Maddie's going to be in today's video. Maddie has caught some kind of a bug, and it has not been fun the last 3 days. She is very, very sick, and it's very possible that we might have to go to the veterinarian down here in Arizona. And I will keep you guys posted. And as you can see, she is not really caring about today's video and in desperate need of some sleep. She did not sleep well last night. Let's get into today's video. All right, guys, so right off the bat, I'm going to share with you, honestly, the #1 comment where I messed up. And you gotta be honest with yourself that you really messed up in order to put this comment first. But TK3025 said, you can't worry, you have to act. The siren should have been enough to warn you. Move to the inside, convenience store, anything open. Don't waste time talking on the phone. Move. So that is honestly, it's brutally honest, and it is exactly right. I didn't have Kelly on speakerphone. I was talking to her on the phone. We were both talking. Heck, the tornado could have blown right over me while I was on the phone with her. So, hindsight, TK3025, exactly right. You gotta act. You don't have time. And part of that, I'm gonna say, SRAMER, I don't even know their screen name. I'm sharing them, said, one needs to pay attention to the weather forecast in advance. 100% correct. That way you know the danger area that you can be and decide whether to change your route or delay your trip. I am going to say that I delayed my trip, or I sped up my trip to get out of bad weather. Freezing temperatures, snow, possible ice, terrible accidents on Highway 40 because they hit the weather that I avoided. I avoided snow, ice, horrible freezing conditions, hit the road hastily, and caught myself in tornado areas. So exactly right. Pay attention to the weather before you get on the road. And so here's another one, and this is a good comment. It says, Dana C. Jones says, it says, you should not consider your van. Life is way more important. Get yourself and Maddie on the inside bathroom of a gas station. A car wash could act like an underpass, which is worse than worst spot to shelter. They form a wind tunnel. I said it several times on the video that we were looking for that I was looking for car washes. I spent all that time looking for car washes. I should have never even been doing that. So, hindsight, the overpasses, the car washes, the banks, several of these things were suggested, and honestly, hindsight, it is the worst thing that you can do because it acts as a wind tunnel, and supposedly the debris that the tornado is carrying can hit you. So that was 100% the wrong decision. And that's why we're sharing these things today. The car wash may not be a good place. It would act as a wind tunnel. A truck stop is best idea, and go into the bathroom. And that is very, very good. I did hear truck stop several times. Restaurants that have coolers. The next one was restaurants that have coolers, things like that. So 100% correct on don't do the car wash. Look for an open business that might have a cooler, a bathroom, something with some concrete walls. Now, the next comment, Cheryl says, keep your weather alert on. And 100% I had my weather alert. It's on my phone. It went off after the tornado alarm went off. But I want to share further with you guys. While I was driving, I was listening to a podcast, a long video on YouTube. I often do this. I'll put a video on that's an hour long. I'll put it on my phone dock, and I'll just drive. What we know is that the weather doesn't come on automatically on your phone. Only severe weather alerts. I did not get that. Again, I stopped traveling like at 9 o'clock or so. So the alert didn't come till midnight. It did come after the town's alarm. So keep your weather alert on your phone. Another really, really good response. Now, I've got a long response. I'm going to put it on the page here. Shout out to, I think it's Leth, Leth, and 2753, and it said, born and raised in Tornado Alley with dogs, and she shared a long comment with me. But again, do not shelter underneath overpasses, banks, and car washes. It'll suck your entire vehicle up, as she said. It'll toss it around like a matchbox. You can pause the video and read this. I'm just kind of bulletproofing it. She did kind of highlight some stuff. Look for the nearest and the lowest area of land. Several people did mention getting in a ditch. The only reason I didn't think about that is because we had a lot of rain. It had been raining for a while. And to lay on top of Maddie in a ditch, I was worried about flooding and stuff like that. So vehicles are dangerous because of tornadoes. Will lift the vehicle up, forcing air violently underneath it. This is a long one, but she shares a story. She also shares 2 website links on read this tornado safety webpage about how to survive a tornado in a variety of situations. Fantastic resource. I'm going to link that in the description so that you can go to that. And then she also put another one in there, and it says, read the National Weather Service webpage for how dangerous it is to be inside your vehicle and how it's better to be outside on the ground during a tornado. I'm going to link both of those references in the description. Those are really good references. And then I've got a couple people that shared some stories about their traveling, and one of the things that they do is 100% schedule and plan their trips around the weather. So I beat feet out of there instead of waiting. They're still having bad weather up north a week later. So I'm glad I left. Hindsight, do a better job checking the weather. But also, if you find yourself in a van and you've got pets, don't hesitate. I had several people say to grab a room at a hotel. Even if you're traveling across country, you know, it's worth it for 2 or 3 nights to get a hotel room. Let's see here. Another person, they had family that was in a tornado. I always try and plan my travels accordingly to the weather. That's what we just talked about. An Electric Mind says, if I'm out on the road and there's bad weather, I look at big hospitals. I had a couple people comment about going into a hospital or into a parking garage. I'm 9'6". One of the things that you want is to know how tall your rig is. Know how tall your rig is so that if you do pull up to a garage, you're not wasting your time trying to figure out if you're going to fit. You know how tall you are and you know where you can get into. When I do my van builds, before they hit the road, I give them a height measurement on how tall they are. That way they know in advance, anytime they're anywhere, they know that if they're going to fit or if they're not going to fit. This one said, I would stay put in my van and start praying for the best. The big guy has plans for us all. If it's our time, we can't hide from it. And there's no doubt about that, Mobang. Let's see here. Another comment, walk-in coolers, convenience stores and restaurants. I used to work at a convenience store, and when it got bad, we would go into the cooler. Those coolers have a lot of glass. Make sure you take something to cover your head just in case. And that was a real good suggestion that someone had. If I seatbelted myself in, to cover myself up with a blanket and make sure that I had Maddie harnessed to me so that she wouldn't, get pulled away out of my arms. I find a gas station at a travel center, get inside an internal bathroom away from windows. So we're seeing a couple of duplicates here, but I'm reiterating the fact that those are the best choices. I had several people say to go to an underpass. I had several people say go to a bank or a car wash. If it's hailing, that's fantastic. It's going to save yourself some damage. But worst idea in a tornado, so I have learned. So, yep, lock it. Okay, so this one says make a pallet on the floor of your van and cover yourself up with blankets. Put Maddie underneath there. And if you can get your mattress off the bed, put the mattress on top of you for added protection. Very good idea. This one says, I think many van life people don't think about tornadoes, but it's always good to have a plan so that you know what to do in emergency. So as a van lifer and a van builder, I think that it's disappointing news to hear that van life people don't think about tornado and emergency situations, tornadoes. So if you're out there living in a van, let's all get better educated, share this out so that we're not on that list of van lifers aren't prepared. Because honestly, they're 100% right. I was not prepared. So, and let's finish this off with a couple of funny comments. Someone told me, oh, this one's not a funny comment. This one, someone said they recommend Ryan Hall, y'all, YouTube channel, and he does live streams during bad weather. So if you're not sure, if you're running through rain and you want to just check out the weather forecast, follow Ryan Hall, y'all, on YouTube. And then let's finish it off. Someone said, they said, go to a hospital and go down to the basement. Hide your dog in a duffel bag. Now, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to turn this on Maddie. I don't know if she heard me say hide your dog in a duffel bag. But there is absolutely no way that Maddie is going to get inside a duffel bag and be anywhere near happy with that situation. It may save her life, but I can just tell you already, the hospital staff are going to have a thing to say about that. I actually have a stroller for Maddie, so I would be probably able to take her into a hospital, a gas station, in her stroller. So, amen, I do have that, and it's also added protection. If I strap the stroller in, and the stroller strapped, then likely the tornado probably can't pull her outside of the stroller unless it breaks the whole stroller. So I do have that for Maddie. And then lastly, John says to go to a large empty parking lot that is close to highways, and when I start seeing transformers blow, head the other direction. And I don't know, that is hilarious, but I would be so scared if I saw transformers blowing. Like, there is no way that I would make it in drive and to be heading. I would be, I mean, I know we got to be prepared, but that would scare the tar out of me. Hopefully, maybe I would do it. You don't like that? The Maddie does not like that idea. Am I getting anxious, Maddie? She doesn't like it when I get anxious. So she doesn't like that idea. But who knows? In an emergency situation, you do what you got to do to survive. But anyway, guys, I just want to follow up and share some of these comments with you guys. And again, if there's another idea that you didn't see in the first video, you'd like to share your ideas, I would love to hear them. And check out some of these references. Stay safe out there. Be prepared. Also, I can't make this up. I've got an emergency radio in my van. I forgot I had it in here. So I was putting some of Maddie's stuff away and I found it and I thought, are you kidding me? So my emergency radio is in my van. And also it's one of those crank ones that it never, you know, the batteries don't go dead, doesn't go old. You just crank it and then you can listen to it. So stay safe out there, guys. I hope this was some good answers to any questions that you guys might have. And I feel 100% because of you guys, Maddie and I are better prepared. Take care. We'll see you guys on the next video.